it takes a village to raise up a kid. Sometimes when I am down, I call my boss to fetch my daughter. Sometimes his wife will be activated to fetch my daughter.
Have you ever heard of this trend called the ding trend, which is like the dual income no kids? So I feel like most of my friends recently, like who are maybe they are like currently BTOing or like want to get married, they always like kind of like not really want to have a child first and become like the dual income no kids, because like having a kids in Singapore is actually very very expensive. Yeah, so do you actually think that having a child in Singapore and raising a child is very expensive?
I think the discussion is very wide spectrum coming from my experience. It can be costly if you come from a perspective of competing in this society. Because in Singapore, I would say that most of us are above average. Then we will see some childcare can range from like $2,000 per month.
Shocked.
Yeah. Then there are also childcare that after subsidies is $350, and it also depends on whether the couple has support from the family. Will the grandparents be helping to take care? So all these costs will add up. Yeah. Then in terms of it going to be expensive, I would say children are very blessed. They can grow to develop very well by themselves with guidance from the parent. So the childcare is a supplement. We need not spend so much on childcare. I personally felt that way. But I think as a parent, our time, that 15 minutes every day makes a huge difference in the child's development. Yeah, so every day when we bring the child back, be it from the parent or be it from the student care or child care, spending 15 minutes with the child or half an hour with the child make huge difference in the child's development as compared to choosing a very expensive childcare. Maybe some may not agree. Yeah, in the initial early stage, I felt this is the case. Then it can be expensive, especially if your child has special needs. When the child has special needs, it is still very wide spectrum. It can be like needs for additional attention. These kind of schools will be costly. Then it is a developmental requirement from the child. If we identify that, we must help, right? So that can increase the cost. So it can be at the other spectrum where maybe they are very gifted. It's also neurons requirement that require support. That will also be costly. So as long as the child doesn't fall into these two spectrum, in the norm, I felt that it can be affordable. And a lot of support from the government initiative like Working Mom after subsidized 300 plus, I think it's still affordable. Yeah, $700 per month, still affordable. Unless the both of them can afford, then they can go for the high-end childcare or student care. Yeah, that kind. Then it can be a bit more costly. It all depends, but it can be affordable.
So like with all the government grants, like kind of the additional cost is more towards like tuition, childcare and all that stuff, right?
So if the child is normal, then it's very manageable. But if the child fall on the either spectrum, then as a parent it can be very taxing, because the school already identify, right? Then they need to change school, and this kind of special school, be it the gifted ones or the maybe autism that require special support, they are not cheap. They are in the 2,000, 1,000 plus range. It's like the premier childcare range. So this can hit in the parents' financial, and we won't know during pregnancy. It's only when the child develop, right? So I can understand why parents can be hesitant in like, should I have a child? It's good to prepare to have that sum of money, but not necessarily you want to spend it unless required.
But I can relate to, because like not relate because but I don't have a child. It's just like because I work in a Korean school before, and then I see a lot of children from like different age groups, and usually their weekends and their weekdays, even after school, is all like very packed to the brim with like tuition. And then some of them do tell me like they spend like how many thousands on like tuition classes every month for their child. I think it was like, wow, is raising a child in Singapore really like very expensive? But it does depend on like the parents as well, like because I know some parents, they want to kind of expose the child to like different kinds of like activities, like for example like drawing, cooking. So for example in a weekend, then like 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. swimming, then after that is like cooking, then after that is like all the academic stuff. Yeah, so it does depend on like the parents as well.
It's too overwhelming for a young kid. Yeah.
Yeah, but you worked in a tuition center before, right, last time?
Yes.
What do you experience the same thing? Like, have you heard from like the parents as well about like?
Yeah, they are very casual. I feel like the parents want their kids like the schedule for weekends is very full. Yeah.
In terms of like finances, right? Do you have like a certain have a certain account that you save, like for example purely for like Vaseline, for example?
Yes, she does have. So we have investment account for her under me.
So it's purely for her expenses in a sense.
No, her expenses will come from my our monthly income. Then this savings is more like for her education, and then her ang pao money or her birthday ang pao that she received. Then sometimes she may have some pocket money here and there. We will encourage her to save. Then that's where we will buy into investment, and then we will let her see that the value grow, or to start to encourage her to set aside money for future. Yeah.
So is this something that you also actively teach her, like in terms of like managing finances and stuff?
Yes, it comes from bite-size conversation. Then for her case, I do give her a phone, and then we buy education app. So inside this app, one of them has got short financial clips, collaboration with some insurance company that showcase to children why trending is not something they need to catch on. Why trend changes so fast, and then is it necessary to catch on the trend? I thought these kind of video are very good.
Oh, okay.
So she can learn from those. Yeah.
And to be aware of like this kind of things.
Then we write on it to educate.
Actually, like this is just a like curious question. Is like raising a girl kind of more expensive than a guy? Because I mean, for girls, there are like a lot more other expenses. Let's say if you puberty, then you get menses, right? Then after that you need to buy pads and all that stuff. Then it's kind of like adds on to like the expenses. And then for example beauty, like even like face wash for men and face wash for women is like there's a price difference also. Like what do you think about this?
Actually the same. Men also
really?
got perishable. The blade also need to change, right?
Yeah. But like a man, like they can wear the same t-shirt forever for like a week, for example, let's say. Then what do you think about this?
It depends. It depends on the child, I think, to a certain extent. Some children are more inclined to image looking like wearing different kind of clothes. They enjoy looking very pretty, dolling up. Then some children are more sporty. They spend more time in the field, that kind. Then those kids will be more t-shirt, right? Yeah, lesser makeup, that kind of thing. So I wouldn't think that boy or girl will be more expensive or not. It depends on what are the interests. If let's say the child pursue soccer, they want to have boots, they want to have their attire and so on. All these cost money. If they are going into robotic for boys, they also need to spend money on the parts and things like that. So raising child, be it a boy or girl, it can be equally costly or equally affordable.
I feel like Gen Z, they are so young, and having a kid means you have to settle down. I think most of my friends as the same age of mine, they want to pursue their dreams, and because it's society nowadays is more open to like being a thing, so I think they're trying to find more possibilities in their lives instead of having a family, raising a child. Yes.
Also, you think that having a child might kind of impact your career, and also like because it's kind of you need to like settle down and have a kid, right?
Absolutely. Especially for us, for female.
Do you think the same way, Amy? Like because when you have a child, then does it really impact your career as well?
I can't comment if let's say I have a child early, which I very much wish to have. I have her very late, so by the time I have her, I have a length of experience, and then that was also the time that I moved into iFAST. Yeah, so does it affect the work? I think it more or less will have some impact. Is it detrimental to the extent that I cannot progress in my career? Not so much, because like I said, the time management, the support, I have very strong support from my parents. Yeah, so but this is a luxury that not everybody have. So that's why student care, child care come in very handy. So there will be times where the child is sick, then we have to take leave. So I think having child do have some impact on career, and it also depends on how's the relationship with the employment, and is the job very demanding. It needs to coordinate between the spouse, like if my leave is exhaust, please take leave.
Yes. So
Right.
it must be a teamwork like, between you and your spouse.
Yes, it takes a village to raise up a kid.
Oh, true.
Sometimes when I am down, I call my boss to fetch my daughter.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
then sometimes his wife will be activated to fetch my daughter. So it is a community that is helping. I felt, yeah, it's not just one person. Yeah, sometimes like maybe my daughter's dress just out, the size doesn't fit, then one of my customer will say, yeah, you bring the dress to me, I help you stitch to her size, then when she grow up we unstitch, and you know, so it's a community coming together to bring up a child. Yeah.
It's like those parents group chats, then you share tips about like for example how to take care of your child in like the first few years, and then after that kindergarten, primary school, and all that stuff, right?
Yes, we are very fortunate now. There are many apps that are developed by professionals, by healthcare, medical, to guide us through the growing stage. So we can prepare ourselves before the child reach that stage. So I felt that emotionally, mentally, we are a lot more stable than to suddenly see the child at 2 years old very cranky and we don't know why. Now we know why. So when that happen, we can manage better. And I'm also a parent who believe that if I want to teach my child, I must learn. So like in terms of phonics, it's a very costly cost. I can, you want to make sure that our child can read, right? Sending them to learn how to read is once a week. So I share what I do was I go to buy the course. There's some reading course that is already set up online, like what, $200 US. Then you just download, and then they will teach us how to pronounce, how to read, and then we use this skill to teach the children. So I learned a skill. I grew up doesn't have phonics one. I have no idea. Yeah, but when I know, and then I teach her, and then when teacher teach her, we even enforces. Yeah.
So it's not just like the teacher's job, but it's also like part of the parent's job to also teach her.
I find that it is a lot easier when the parent learn alongside with the child, and both of us progress together. Then it saves a lot on tuition. Save a lot.
Then the raising a child becomes more affordable.
Yes. Like what, 1,000? I went to check 1,000 a term.
Yeah.
Versus 100 plus perpetual. We just spend $200 US, buy the course. We can have all the module, all the materials, all the prints out.
This actually brings me back to like my old memories, because I think my parents also used to spend a lot of time to teach me, like in terms of like schoolwork and stuff. So like the Chinese, they have like the 听写, like the stroke exercise. Then you teach like how to write the stroke exercise. Then if I don't write properly, then we'll like tear and like you do again. But I think last time I couldn't really comprehend why like parents do that, like why are they so strict. But now when I look back, then I realized that actually it's really all for like my own good, because also as a child there are like a lot of different ways for him or her to learn, like depending on like personality and also like how he learns as well. So I think it's quite interesting.
When I have Wesley, I feel that I have a chance to relive my life again. That's the feeling that I have.